Hi everyone, my name is Ursula Lang and I am a member of the organisation called Kosciuszko Heritage. Today I am going to tell you about the Strzelecki exhibition, which comes all the way from Ireland. This exhibition was opened on the 13th of May 2019 by the Irish President Michael Higgins at the Royal Irish Academy in Dublin. The fact that the exhibition was opened by President Higgins testifies to its significance. It is significant because it is about a man who helped save not 200, but more than 200,000 Irish children from starvation. Strzelecki's humanitarian deed, aiding the Irish people at the time of need during the Great Hunger, were well known in that era. Strzelecki, however, has universally been known as a great explorer, especially in Australia. He covered over 11,000 kilometres on foot, hauling a 20-kilogram backpack of scientific instruments while researching the mineralogy, geology, paleontology and climate of New South Wales and Van Diemen's Land in his four major expeditions in Australia. Sadly, with the passage of time, Strzelecki's humanitarian side of saving countless Irish lives was all but forgotten. This began to change recently when this period of Irish history came back into focus. This exhibition, together with several other recent developments, are restoring Strzelecki's kindness into living memory. In October 2013, Professor Christine Keneally, a historian, author, and the world's leading expert on the hunger, featured Paul Edmund Strzelecki in her book, Charity and the Great Hunger in Ireland, The Kindness of Strangers. Professor Keneally also dedicated a whole chapter about Strzelecki in another book, Mayo, History and Society, as well as giving several talks and radio interviews about this great humanitarian, stating that he deserves to be honoured with a monument. In Australia, Kosciuszko Heritage Incorporated in 2012 published the booklet The Best of Human Nature, Strzelecki's Humanitarian Work in Ireland, supported later with a DVD about the story. In 2014, the Irish government established an official website titled Heroes of the Great Irish Famine, and Paul Edmund Strzelecki is one of the inductees. In 2015, a plaque honouring Strzelecki was unveiled at his former headquarters in Dublin. Later that year, radio producer Paul Wright, with funding obtained from the Broadcasting Authority of Ireland, produced and put on air across that nation a 45-minute radio documentary titled The Best of Human Nature, uncovering the unknown story of how the Polish nobleman helped save thousands of people. It featured interviews with Professor Keneally and a song penned by Chris Wedgbury titled The Comfort of Strangers. In 2018, a second plaque honouring Strzelecki was unveiled at Clifton, where Strzelecki saved many children from starvation. Now, here in Australia, the story continues with the presentation of the Strzelecki exhibition. It illustrates the story of how Paul Edmund Strzelecki, one of the heroes of the Great Irish Famine, brought starving children into the foreground of relief measures. When news of the Great Hunger in Ireland began to break out, Paul Edmund, who had experienced 22 days of starvation whilst exploring Gippsland in 1840, was imbued with a sense of duty. He volunteered his time and talent, free of charge and at his own expense, to the British Relief Association, the BRA, a private charity that had recently been established by a group of English nobles to help those in great need in Ireland and Scotland. Strzelecki's assistance was welcomed, and on the 22nd of January 1847, the association assigned him to provide relief to the counties of Donegal, Mayo and Sligo. Strzelecki wasted no time. He arrived in Dublin 4 days later. Traumatic memories of being orphaned awoke when he witnessed the plight of the children. His father had died when he was 4 and his mother when he was 10. Filled with empathy for the plight of the Irish children, Strzelecki devised an innovative system of feeding and clothing them through schools. When his plan was applied to the 27 Irish unions in which starvation was most severe, the scheme, at its peak, fed and clothed 201,427 children of all religious denominations every day. Strzelecki March 1847 in the course of undertaking his charitable work. Although he continued to suffer ill effects for the rest of his life, his humanitarian efforts in Ireland continued unabated. Strzelecki probably survived because of his physical fitness and mental strength developed during his 11,000-kilometre trekking in Australia on foot. Perhaps historian Professor Christine Kneely said it best, stating that in the 21st century, Strzelecki, a Polish nobleman with no connection to Ireland, perhaps more than any other individual, personified a spirit of selflessness and sacrifice that had helped to save an untold number of Irish lives. Kosciuszko Heritage Incorporated hopes that viewers of the Strzelecki exhibition will embrace Paul Edmund into their hearts for helping to save over 200,000 Irish children from starvation, especially since it is estimated that about 30% of the Australian people have Irish heritage to some degree. If that includes you, ask yourself, is it possible that I am living here in Australia today